800 million to anyone who can solve it. Try if you dare. It's impossible.
Not impossible.
Wait, she got it open?
Looks that way.
Just needed a steady hand and a little.
He swept the marble floors of one of Tokyo's most powerful tech companies. Silent, invisible, forgotten. To everyone, he was just the black janitor who didn't belong in a place of brilliance. But when a Japanese CEO mocked him with an impossible challenge, "Solve this formula, and I'll give you 800 million," the room erupted in laughter. What they didn't know was that beneath the janitor's faded uniform lived a mind sharper than any of theirs. Minutes later, the laughter stopped. The impossible became possible, and the truth shattered every prejudice in that room. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. It happened during a Global Innovation Summit held at the company's headquarters. The top executives from around the world gathered to discuss a crisis. The company's new AI algorithm had failed. Millions were lost, and months of work seemed wasted. Engineers, scientists, and data analysts debated endlessly, their tempers high, their pride wounded. Marcus was cleaning in the corner, unnoticed, his mop gliding across the floor. At the same time, formulas and figures flickered across massive screens. He understood every symbol, every flaw. The problem wasn't the AI, it was the logic loop. A single miscalculated pattern had caused the entire system to collapse. He hesitated. Should he say something? No one would listen. They never did. Then the CEO, Kenji Watanabe, turned to the audience and, half-jokingly, announced, "Anyone who can solve this, anyone at all, will earn $800 million. Laughter filled the room. Cameras flashed. It was meant to be a publicity stunt, a show of confidence. But Marcus couldn't unsee the mistake. His hands trembled as he approached the whiteboard, clutching a discarded marker. A few chuckles echoed behind him. "What's the janitor doing?" someone whispered. Ignoring them, Marcus rewrote the algorithm, adjusting variables, reversing the recursive error. Within minutes, the screen flickered, then stabilized. The AI began to process data perfectly. The room fell silent. The joke had turned real. Kenji's smirk faded into disbelief. And in that silence, the sound of a mop dropping echoed louder than applause. The CEO stood frozen. For the first time in his career, he was speechless. The board members stared at the screens, watching the algorithm perform flawlessly, something their most advanced teams couldn't achieve. Reporters rushed forward, asking who the man was. Marcus said nothing, only looking down at his old shoes. He didn't crave attention. He wanted dignity. Kenji tried to laugh it off. "Just luck," he muttered. But luck doesn't rewrite complex neural code in minutes. It takes genius. When Marcus finally spoke, his voice was calm. Sometimes the ones cleaning your mess are the ones capable of fixing your biggest mistakes. The CEO's face paled. Cameras caught every second. That night, the story exploded online. Black janitor outsmarts billion-dollar CEO. The company's reputation shifted overnight, from pride to shame. And for Marcus, years of silence, judgment, and invisibility collapsed into one blinding moment of truth. He had finally been seen. Days later, the CEO called Marcus into his office. He didn't offer the 800 million, he offered excuses. Contracts, technicalities, clauses. But Marcus didn't argue. He handed over his resignation letter. The world already knew the truth, and no contract could erase that. Within weeks, Universities contacted him. Tech firms offered him leadership roles, and global media celebrated his brilliance. But Marcus stayed humble. He used his newfound fame to open a foundation for underprivileged students in science and technology, especially black youth who'd been told they didn't belong in rooms of genius. When asked why he didn't take revenge, Marcus smiled. "I didn't need revenge. I needed respect." His story became a reminder. Brilliance knows no color, and dignity needs no permission. So, what would you do if the world laughed at you until you proved them all wrong? Please tell me where you're watching from. Take care.